Okay, so I finally have the new Epiphone Lucille model, and I used to have the old one, and I used to really enjoy that guitar. I gigged with it for a couple of years. There were just a couple of cosmetic things that drove me crazy about it. So I actually ended up getting rid of it for other reasons, but when I saw that they have updated some of the appointments on it, I knew I had to jump on this. First things first, it now comes with a case. The old one did not. So now that they are including a case, it does bump the price up to like $150 more than the old ones used to cost. And it's not a hard case, so it's kind of a pain. But the case itself is actually a lot nicer than I assumed it would be. It looks like a gig bag, but it's actually reinforced on the top and back and sides, so it has a real solid feel to it. Prevents any damage and wobbling around and stuff. So with that out of the way, let's look at the guitar here. Start at the top, and you'll see that Epiphone's been using that new Kalamazoo style headstock, I believe they call it, and it is so much better, much closer to the Gibson. It's a little taller on the top still, but the old ones were like out to there, and that was so ugly looking and awkward. So I'm glad that they're using this new one, and it's carried over here to Lucille. Another thing up here at the top is you'll see that they're using these tulip style tuners much closer to the actual run from Gibson instead of those old gold kidney beans from the old Epiphone Lucille. So glad to see those gone. These are much more stable and they feel way better in the hand. So if we want to look at something, I have a few nitpicks here, but nothing too much. Epiphone just never likes to finish the sides of the frets there, so they're always at exposed metal. Minor detail, doesn't really affect playing, it just drives me crazy. But actually have the ebony fingerboard now instead of the rosewood off that old one, so that's a great improvement. We'll come down here. Another cosmetic detail is the mounting rings for the pickups. The screws are actually black in the corners now on all four. The old model did not have that. They were gold like these, and they just stuck out like a sore thumb. So glad to see those done away with. Another thing is the pickguard. They've started now with the Inspired by Gibson series using the actual pickguard bracket instead of that ugly Les Paul one that goes over like the old Epiphone Dots. And this one does not need to have a nasty screw sticking through it or that big ugly E on the corner. So that's cool. Otherwise, still using that nasty little toggle switch. It's very stiff and clicky. Sometimes I have problems with these. I haven't yet with this, so that's good. Just, again, minor inconvenience. That and this offensively gold chip underneath the Veritone. I'll probably end up taking that sucker off. But otherwise, this is a fantastic guitar. It's beautiful. Plays really well, straight out of the box, no issues. Yeah, I mean, sound quality is a little lower. I've had several Gibson ES models, other models too. Those pickups, you know, people have or say what they will about them, but I like the sound of them. These are a little bit flatter, but like I said, I've gigged with this guitar, and I think they're the same pickups as they used to be, and they do the job just fine. They sound great. So very happy with it. As far as the feel and construction, right on par with any ES I've owned. So overall, I am very happy with this guitar, and the fact that it comes with a case is really cool. Definitely would recommend picking it up. Oh, and in case you didn't know, cool little thing, obviously BB King, no F-holes, feedback, yada yada. But if you look at the back, there's an access panel so you can actually get to the electronics. So if you're like me and you like to tinker and swap things, that will make that much easier in the future. Other thing, I won't give a spec rundown, but I mean, it's got like CTS pots in it now, much nicer than the old janky generic ones that they had. Yeah, everything's super smooth. Great guitar. Would definitely pick it up if you're in the market.